we just had the biggest new numbers jobs growth miss in history. They predicted 1 million jobs would come back and the economy was roaring and strong and red hot, but never have they been so wrong ever. Only 266,000 new jobs were created, and really it's not new jobs being created, it's just people getting their jobs back that they lost in 2020. But there's more to it than that. In this video, I'm going to dig a little deeper and take you down a rabbit hole I don't know if you're ever going to be able to come back from, and we're going to be talking about what the World Economic Forum predicted in 2016, which not many people knew about. They're all talking about the 2020 Great Reset, but really this all started in 2016 with something called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Because guess what, people? The jobs, they're never coming back. They've already got the tech, they've already got the solutions, they've already got the AI to completely wipe out over 99% of jobs. Okay, so first things first, let's go over the new jobs data, and then I'm going to go into how this all ties in with the Fourth Industrial Revolution and the Great Reset. So you can see here, US jobs gains was just 266,000 in April, a huge disappointment. But of course, this was great for the markets because bad news is now good news and good news is now bad news. We all know at the end of society, when bad becomes good and good becomes bad, that's the downfall of the society. Alright, so as you can see here, I'll show you a few charts of the monthly jobs growth. We can see there was a big drop in March and April of 2020, the pandemic recession. Then jobs bounced back because again, that wasn't new jobs growth, it's just people getting their old jobs growth back, their old jobs back. And the unemployment rate has actually increased when they all said that the unemployment rate was, going to be roaring back, it was going to be booming. And let's have a look at these charts here of the industries that have been most affected and the industries that are benefiting the most. And I'll go over how this means that all the good jobs are going away, and really there's only the low paying, low quality jobs left. So mining and logging, no real change. Construction, no real change. Manufacturing, they lost a fair bit of workers, 18,000, especially with all the supply chain disruptions. And really another theory I have with the supply chain disruptions, it seems like they're shutting everything down, all the manufacturing, to make this artificial supply chain shortages, so then they can blame all the money printing and all the inflation on supply shortages. But really it's from all their QE and their printing of money, because the old way they used to record inflation was called the Cantillon effect, and it was a direct impact on how much M2 or M1 money you create directly affects consumer prices. But of course they say economics is dead. They say up is now down and down is now up. So wholesale gained a few jobs, retail actually still losing a fair bit of jobs, and transport and warehousing, again these supply chain jobs, that was one of the biggest job losses. They lost 74,000 jobs. Utilities, little change. Information, little change. Financial, of course, the financial system is getting bigger and bigger. There was one of the strongest jobs growth in the financial system, the financial sector, should I say. In professional business, that lost the most. 79,000 jobs was lost in professional and business, because again, they can offshore a lot of these business, corporate jobs, all these sales jobs are going to be replaced by AI and technology in the future. And of course, the two biggest employment sectors was leisure and hospitality. There was 331,000 jobs created. But unfortunately, these are low paying, not very good jobs. You can't support really a family or have a good quality of life working in the hospitality sector, as a father or a mother, trying to provide for your family. So even if the unemployment rate goes down, what I've been talking about is that's not the full picture. What kind of jobs are people getting? Because you can be working 4 hours a week, flipping burgers, and I say, look how great the unemployment rate's down, everyone's got a job. But if you're only working 4 hours a week, or you just got a job where you're making $10 an hour in a time where the cost of living is skyrocketing out of control, you're going to be what's called working poor, where even if you got a job, you're not going to have enough to survive. And the government just keeps on getting bigger and bigger. The government was the second biggest employer. But really, I think that they should replace this with their amount of stimulus they're giving out and the unemployment benefits. This is also contributing to a factor of new jobs growth, where people, not all of them, but some people, they haven't been working for over a year. So they're obviously just collecting the unemployment benefits. And when Joe Biden was asked about this, if these unemployment benefits are affecting people applying jobs, he's like, no, not affecting at all. And same as Janet Yellen, she's like, no, it's not the unemployment benefits, when of course it's playing a huge factor. And unfortunately, what's happening right now is small businesses are having to compete with the government to get workers, and they just can't compete with them. And so, of course, more small businesses are going out of business, and we're getting more centralized power in these big, huge corporations. The mega corporations are getting bigger, and the mum and pop shops, the small businesses, the backbone of the US economy and the Australian economy is getting destroyed. And something that really grinds my gears is the central bank is lying to the people's face, and they're spitting in their face, and I can't believe people keep falling for it. They keep saying, we got to keep the money printer going, we got to keep interest rates low to get the jobs back. We're doing this for you, the little guy, we want you to get a job. People, that's a complete joke. They're bailing trillions and trillions of dollars of these corporate bonds, these derivatives, these credit default swaps, these repo markets, these government US Treasury markets, these money market funds. Trillions and trillions of dollars are going into that, and they're saying we're doing it to create jobs. That's complete BS. They're doing it to bail out the financial system. And by the time the little guy gets that money, $1,000, for example, or goes to a bank, by the time that goes through the financial system and with inflation, with the Cantillon effect, by the time that $1,000 get to you, it's already been devalued by 50%. And by the time the unemployment rate drops, you would have already had massive inflation, and the wages you're going to be getting paid when you finally do get a job isn't going to be enough to live a good quality lifestyle. And if you want to get the real unemployment rate, because what you have to know is they keep changing the way they record unemployment. For example, if you say, oh, you know what, I don't really feel like looking for a job. Okay, you're not unemployed, you're just out of the workforce. So Shadow Stats has the real unemployment rate at 25.5%. That's right, 25.5% of the US population is capable of working, isn't working at the moment. Okay, so now we need to get into the story of the fourth industrial revolution and what's really going on with this new financial economy and with this new digitalized AI economy that's going to be coming. So we've had past industrial revolutions, and if you got into these new innovative industries early, you would have benefited greatly. The first industrial revolution we had was a steam engine. Then they had mass production and manufacturers, the booming factory. Then we had the second industrial revolution of mass production, science and electricity. Then we had the third industrial revolution of computing and communications technology. And now what we're in right now is the fourth industrial revolution of the digitalized economy and of artificial intelligence, automation, cloud, mobile data. And if you go ahead and read what the World Economic Forum talks about, specifically about the fourth industrial revolution and all the technocrats, bureaucrats and philanthropists like Bill Gates want, is the fourth industrial revolution is really about humans merging with technology. We're already seeing people, Neuralink, what Elon Musk is making, talking about getting chips put in your brain to make you more intelligent or cure dementia and all these other brain diseases. But here I'll just go over a few quotes or a few statements that the people are talking about from the World Economic Forum, or if you watch the YouTube video on YouTube about the fourth industrial revolution, it's about 11-minute video from the World Economic Forum. It's literally terrifying. Even Elon Musk talks about this, where virtual reality is getting so advanced. In the future, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between what's fake and real. Not only this, but what they're talking about was going to become a big issue in the fourth industrial revolution. Right now, we've got an issue of free speech, but you know what's coming next? Free thought. They want to get technology where they can literally read your thoughts. This is not just fantasy. This sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, but it's literally happening today. And if you listen to the quotes, or if you watch that video, the lady says that literally this is going to be an issue, not free speech, but free thought. They're going to have to figure out a way to, not record all people's thoughts or give them a space to free think. That's just really crazy. Another quote he says, which is terrifying, is, "It won't change what we are doing, but it will change us." Who the heck are these people, these technocratic globalist freaks? We didn't elect them. Who are they to tell them how we should live our lives and what we should do with our bodies? And who are they to tell us that we have to merge with AI? And this is why AI is so terrifying. And even, again, going back to Elon Musk, because he's a very intelligent person and he's on the cutting edge with all this technology, he's saying he's terrified of AI because at the point it'll get so intelligent where we can't control it anymore. For example, you could program it to, again, with what's their agenda. They want renewable, clean energy. They want a renewable, sustainable planet. Okay, you program a computer to make the world a more renewable, clean energy, more environmentally friendly. Well, the computer could get so intelligent when we can't control it anymore, and this is a risk what they're saying, but they're still going ahead with it anyways, even though they know this is a risk. They could say, oh, okay, you humans, you were polluting and destroying the earth, we'll just get you out. They've got a program, they've got an algorithm, a problem to solve, and we could be in the way of their goal and they could wipe us out. This is literally what could happen. This ain't some crazy conspiracy theory. This is literally the facts and the science. I wish I was educated as them and could articulate myself as well as them, but literally I'll put a link in the description. Go read that article from the World Economic Forum about the fourth industrial revolution and go watch that video. Because again, going back to what I do on this channel, I try to look at the bigger picture and I try to always question things to think, why is this the way it is? Now, when you learn from history, there's been empires. Well, how an empire starts is first, a leader goes out and conquers a village. Then he conquers a region. Then he conquers a country and another country. And all empires, what do they want at the end of the day? Complete global domination and control. Because that's what the world elite want after they've got all the money. They can't buy anything else. And we think that society all of a sudden we're civilized and that humans don't desire this anymore. And the people that are in power at the moment, or the secret societies, that they don't want this anymore, that we're a civilized society now. People, humans never change. What has happened in the past with empires is literally what is happening now. There are global corporations, organizations that want to control not only everything you do, but now they want to control everything you think. Sorry, I just had wrong think. That's literally what could happen in the future. And people, this is why the good jobs, I'm talking about the good jobs, they could keep having all these crappy low paying jobs, and it may sound great, but the good jobs, they're never coming back. You're gonna have artificial intelligence, technology, automation to do pretty much everything in the future. And that's why they're talking about UBI, because there won't be enough money for people to survive anymore unless you got a job in one of these high tech, artificial intelligence or computer science or computer software jobs in one of these industries. Now, I'm not gonna be like one of those people where, they predicted that the computers were gonna, overtake the world and try to kill us, but it's not really the technology that's bad, it's the people and how they use it. Like a famous quote, with great power comes great responsibility. For example, social media, YouTube, this is a great platform for people to share information and share their thoughts and to share their free speech. But social media can also be used for censorship or can be used for promoting bad things. For example, Facebook with Messenger, you can communicate with family and loved ones around the world. It's great. But people can also get addicted to social media, or people can get their privacy and their data stolen. So that's why we have to literally follow what they're doing, how they're implementing this technology, because if they do something wrong with this artificial intelligence, this is not a joke, this is not fear-mongering, this is literally a fact, is it could completely change the way we are human and the way civilization works forever. So people, the cold hard truth, what is happening today, especially with the jobs and with the economy, it is literally adapt or die right now. This is a cold hard truth. I can't sugarcoat it for you because I want you to know this so you don't have to suffer and live a hard life, because it's not about how hard you work anymore. You could be working in a restaurant and you could work 24 hours a day, never sleep 24/7, and you're not going to make enough money. Where if you can find a way to get into a high growth, high paying field industry in the information technology, computing, software engineering industry, or social media, influencing, app development, digital products, e-commerce, these unfortunately are the high paying jobs in the future. Because like I talk about here in this channel, like a lot of people talk about, is in the 60s, a father could support a family working in a factory and have a good quality lifestyle, because those were the jobs that were in demand. Those were the skills that were in demand back then, and the labor was in demand. But now they have computers to do that, and they have automation to do that, or they have low-skilled migrant workers that can do that, or they can offshore the jobs to cheaper countries that can do it for cheaper. So there still are jobs where a father can support a family and live a good quality lifestyle, but it's not those jobs anymore. Unfortunately, the truth is the jobs where a father can support a family and live a good quality lifestyle is in software engineering, computer science, programming, e-commerce, social media, influencing, digital products. So even though things look very bad, the future is looking very bleak, it's looking very, very scary, it's looking very uncertain, and we have to keep these control freaks in check. This technology can also be used for good, like I'm trying to do now. Let me tell you a story, a personal story. Again, I was working in another job that is a low-skilled job. I won't say specifically what job it was because I can't say, but at the start of the year, we had a contract renegotiation, and it was pretty intense, and people were battling, begging, scratching just to get a 2% pay rise, and the company barely gave it, and they didn't give any other benefits at all. And I sat there and I was looking at these people fighting and screaming, begging for this 2% pay rise. And I thought, I've got to get out of here. This is not the future. If I stay here, I'm never going to be able to make it. And the sad reality is I see what's happening in the economy with inflation, with the way the cost of living is rising out of control. I said, these low paying jobs, while I say it's safe, you got your benefits, these jobs aren't safe anymore. You stay in these jobs, you stay in these fields, you're not going to make it. You're going to suffer. You're going to not be able to support your family. It's just a sad, sad truth. And that's why I'm sharing with you, because I want you to get ahead. I want you to live a better life. I want you to have all your dreams come true. And I've got a young family to provide for, and I'm also looking after our parents as well. So I have to do what is right for my family and to provide so they can have the best future, especially for my son. So that's why I wake up every day, and now I'm finally doing what I love, sharing this information with you, trying my best to provide quality information so people can make better informed decisions with their finances, and to wake people up to what's really going on in the world, what's really going on with the financial system, and how we can prepare. So everyone, I hope this video was eye-opening about what's really going to be happening with the future, what's really going to be happening with the jobs market. And even if you don't like those industries, I'm not tech savvy. I don't like working with tech. I'm slowly getting around to it, slowly learning with this editing and this filming stuff. Unfortunately, if you don't like it, this is the way of the future. Now, for all my loyal viewers and subscribers still watching, you're awesome. If you haven't already, please tap that like and subscribe button. I'll keep you all updated with latest happening in the stock market, housing market, and global finance news. If you're bored, I'll put up some of my other videos here. I'll see you there.